Hi, Bernina Jeff here at High Fashion Sewing Machines in Grand Junction, Colorado. I do have a new Shopify account. I'm going to show you later the address to it, but please feel free to call us on any orders or questions at 970-256-1293. We're going to do a little bit about the health of your scissors and how to keep them cutting as well and as long as possible. And when you do need to sharpen them, you literally can send them to me for $5 a pair plus shipping if you're not close to somebody that can do those scissors for you. So you can visit my website for its address. But first off, I'm going to show you how to give yourself your own scissors little tune-up. Traditional scissors, we have these like this. Gingers are a nice pair. I see this style all the time. When you see a pair of scissors, they need to be somewhat tight, so when you drop them, they actually, you can feel these edges come together here. That's what's actually cutting your fabric or your paper. There's also a little bow. If you look down the center of these, you're not going to see it with this, but there is a bow. Each one of these blades bow inward just a little bit, so they touch from here, from the back side all the way to the tip. And then when a scissors is properly sharpened, the tip comes all the way together and they meet and they match up. When I sharpen a pair of scissors, that's one of my last parts of the tune-up, is to make sure the tips are lined up and sharp all the way to there. But as you sew, sometimes you are cutting on odd things like glue paper, or you're cutting through fabric with what do you call it? Fusible web on the back, something that's stickable. So what I do is I take a razor blade. It doesn't have to be a fancy holder like this, and I take my razor blade on the inside of your shears or your scissors blade, and I scrape any glue or tape and stuff off. Sometimes this will actually just make it actually cut better. Just get anything off of there. Then what I'll do is I'll take any of the oil. I sell the yellow cap oil for general purpose sewing machines and the red cap oil for 7 series, 5 series, any black bobbin Bernina. I put a little oil on the inside of this. It's my little spa treatment. And I'm going to give it a little rub down. This is just a magic eraser by Mr. Clean, and it's going to have oil on it, so I don't need a full piece. So I'm just going to cut a little piece. I'm going to keep this maybe in a baggie in my sewing drawer. And now I'm just going to give it a rub down. And this cleans the inside and it gives it a little bit of oiling. So I'm going to clean this side too. And I'm going to clean inside here. See how much junk and stuff's in there? And this is actually lubricating the pivot point of the scissors. So now that's nice and clean. And I don't need to tighten or loosen the screw because that's about right. So that's one way you can keep your scissors nice and tuned up. Just going through the orange handle. Fiskars were the first company that popularized the plastic handles. And I have some handles all the way back. They have a date on there back to like the 1970s. So I would do the same thing here. And this one's a little tight. See how it doesn't want to close? So you would take a screwdriver and loosen the pivot screw lefty-loosey about 1/8 or 1/4 of a turn till you get your desired tightness. If you are a strong grip and you like it tight, there's nothing the matter with it. Now, I always like to suggest the best products that are out there, and the best pair of scissors that I've run across since 1980 has been Horn of America, the Horn scissors. They are German steel, and they all have basically black handles, and they come from 9-inch, 8-inch, 7-inch, 6-inch, 5-inch, and 4-inch. You can collect all 6 of them. I sell all of the different sizes here, and every one is as good as the next as far as the keeping its sharpness. These are the only pair of scissors that we have on our cutting table, and sometimes I go 2 and 3 months between sharpenings. That's how long they'll stay sharp. Now, the first thing that will damage a pair of scissors is if they drop about halfway open, if they hit the floor, those two pieces, the two blades will bang together and you'll get a nice shiny spot at the same exact area on both blades. That's usually the biggest cause for scissors to go dull. The old adage that don't cut paper with scissors was true in the 1900s, because the paper was so full of sand, it was like cutting sandpaper. And that's why Mom and Grandma said, don't ever use my sewing scissors for cutting paper. But you can, upon occasion, cut lightweight paper with scissors. It's not going to damage them. Today's paper is very clean. I would not recommend cutting cardboard with them because it will leave a dull spot in the blades. Do not ever cut sandpaper unless you're ready to send your sewing scissors to have them sharpened. Speaking of which, I sharpen scissors here, and I've been sharpening them since 8th grade, so I kind of have a pretty good idea. My dad made a pact with me in 8th grade. He says, you keep the scissors sharp in the store, and you can have all the customer scissors fees that you charge for yourself. So he bought like a $600 sharpening machine. I learned how to use it, and I think he was pretty smart because I never had to ask for allowance again. I always had spending money. So he was always a guy to incite you, financially motivate you somehow. So if you wish to have your scissors sharpened by Bernina Jeff, I'd recommend putting 5 or 6 or 7 in the flat rate small priority box, and put them in like in a heavy duty Ziploc bag, stuff them in there nice and tight, and then use the clear tape all the way around. I had a gal ship 7 of the Ginger scissors, and they had the painted handles, or like $50 pair of scissors. She sent them all the way back to have them sharpened by Ginger. She got her package back with 1 left. It was all torn open. So her poor scissors scattered all the way across the country. She ended up with 1 pair. So you want to make sure they're secure. The priority flat rate envelope, these are made out of partially recycled material, so they tear very easily. So I would not recommend putting scissors in a flat one like this. The padded one, all these flat rates run about $8 one way, and that's probably the way I'm going to be sending them back to you. So it's probably not worth $16 to sharpen 1 pair of scissors, but maybe it is because you're nowhere near somebody that you can trust. But I do hair scissors, any amount of scissors that you've paid more than $5 for. I do knives, but don't be shipping knives in the mail. So scissors, even the little baby scissors for your embroidery, if I can open them up, I usually can sharpen them. So I want to advertise my oils. $12 for a bottle of oil for any general purpose. I've sold several thousand of these now. And then the yellow, that's yellow cap. The red cap is for Bernina hook systems that have black bobbin cases. And I have multiple videos on how to use this oil system, oiling. Now, let's zoom in, and then hang on to that for a while, nice and straight. So my brand new shopping site is bernina-jeff.shopify.com. Go to that site, and up toward the top there's a small little place that says catalog. That's where you shop. Now, if you want to see my videos in order, I have them listed on my website, www.highfashiongj.com. And we love talking to all of our subscribers. And if you just need to talk to a real live voice, please call us. We get 10 to 20 calls a day, 970-256-1293. I just had somebody today drop by to see Bernina Jeff, and I was out golfing, and too bad. I wished I could have seen her too. So please give us a call, and please subscribe. I just kicked over 10,000 subscribers, and that was a big deal for me. So thank you very much.